Hello and welcome to greengrowthguru.com. So today I'm recording this video to basically discuss with all of you, and many people have asked me about it, that what inspired me to write my book Be Future Proof. There are various things which actually helped me to feel inspired or feel provoked to write this book. The first and foremost was actually a life incident which happened with me. I came back from Africa almost 8 years back in 2016. So I met with a friend of mine who was with me in MBA, and we were meeting after 30 years maybe. And the one thing we were recounting with each other, how our careers have gone, how our life has gone. And then when I was telling him that how I worked for the first 16 years of my life in advertising, and then I made a shift into UN in 2003, and now it's almost like 21 years of working in UN, first with UNICEF and then UNDP. And I changed almost 10 organizations, I changed cities, I went from one designation to the other, maybe 13 such designations I've changed. So and finally, I'd never had a break in my career, not even for more than a month. When I came back from Africa, that was the 1 month which I kind of took for myself because my father had passed away and I didn't want to kind of continue in work. So he remarked, he said, listen, in this day and age when jobs are so difficult to hold on to, you have had a pretty future-proof career. And that made me think and realize, yes, when I looked around myself, many of my friends who were there with me in my private sector, they were finding it difficult to continue, and especially after 50, because the number of jobs available at that level becomes less, and your salaries are high, and the organizations would like to maybe hire 3 people in your salary. So your jobs are also less. And I did feel a lot of gratitude and a lot of, what should I say, I felt really grateful to the fact that yes, I have had a non-stop career, a sustainable career, and I haven't kind of gone down anywhere. I have grown from strength to strength to strength. So if that was the case, how should I actually look at not just my career but around me? And when I looked at what was happening around me, and that was also after COVID, the second point which I discovered was there was disruption all across. There were jobs being lost, there were climatic changes which were happening, and on top of it came the AI. And I have been meeting a lot of young people from college who are working in mid-career and at various phases of life. They come and ask, so Vikas, please let us know, how did you manage to continue and have a career which was always on the up and there was no break? And I guess a lot of youngsters are looking for answers, looking to understand how to be future-proof in their jobs also. And then with AI age, there's this talk about how jobs are getting lost, they're getting redefined, people will have to reinvent themselves, and there is this anxiousness and anxiety and really stress about, am I going to last in my job for long or not? All these factors really, at this stage of my life when I have completed 37 years of experience, I wanted to give back to youth. I wanted to really share with them some mantras and some secrets which I have experienced in my life. And most importantly, for me, whatever I am today is because of my mentor, Dr. Daisaku Ikeda, who was a Buddhist philosopher and a teacher. He passed away last year at the age of 95. And whatever I have learned in terms of becoming future-proof, I have learned from him. The life philosophy that I have learned from him. The Buddhist life philosophy which I have been following for 34 years. There are various principles which I unconsciously or subconsciously been applying in my life. I felt there is a method to that and there is a framework to that which I can share with everybody. And so I started looking at it. And finally, the straw came in terms of my work with UNDP. I have been working with UNDP now for 8 years, before that with UNICEF for 13 years. And within UN, I have learned about what sustainability is all about. I had learned about the concept of sustainability through my mentor, Dr. Daisaku Ikeda, because he used to write peace proposals to United Nations every year for 40 years of his life. And I first came to know about sustainability and environmental issues in his proposal to UN in 2002. It actually gave me a perspective that from my advertising job, I really need to look at a job which is more value creating, which is more sustaining, which is more helping the planet to survive for future generations. And then I landed up in UNDP, and I have been working right from the start on Sustainable Development Goals since 2016. As we all know, Sustainable Development Goals were put into place on 1st of January 2016, and they are going to be achieved by 2030. In my work with the governments on Sustainable Development Goals, I've done some seminal work along with the UNDP, and UNDP has been the pioneer in innovating, in changing, in looking at the world from the future perspective. And especially now, after COVID, our focus is actually to be able to really create a world which is fit for responding to the future challenges and of course opportunities also. We all know there are challenges, there are disruptions waiting for us, both positive and negative. Technology is one such disruption which media has hyped about. But the other disruptions which are going to be happening are climate change related, environmental sustainability related. Who is going to talk about that? Actually, nobody is talking about it. AI is at one end if it is disrupting the careers and reinventing and redefining. Sustainability is a very, very big opportunity which people need to know about. And in fact, it has helped me to stay future-proof in my career. In this book, I bring those principles and those ideas to fruition, to really come alive and share with youngsters as to how can they adopt sustainability to unlock their own careers in this AI age. So my book, Be Future Proof, is all inspired by youth, by my mentor, by my job in UNDP, by my own journey which I have gone through. And I really wish to share with all the young people who are entering into the job career or in the mid-career profession to read this book, really learn about these principles, and I'm very, very sure they will also be very helpful for you. Thank you so much.